Hi, my name is Mike Lawrence. This video is one of a set which is intended to provide a different interpretation of the experimental results that constitute the foundation of current physics. It is clear that the present explanation for what we see in the universe is good in many ways, but it is missing an overall coherence. My view is that we need to look at physics with new eyes and consider an interpretation that explains most things well, even if it does question just about everything. I do not disagree with any experimental results, only the interpretation of those results. And I do not say that the hypothesis that I'll be talking about in these videos is the theory of everything, and that everything I suggest is correct, but it is a start. Each video in the set will cover an aspect of physics. The whole set needs to be understood together in combination, because many aspects rely on each other, and any one taken on its own may not be convincing to those relying on the current interpretations, some of whom may actually be offended by the hypothesis. There will be links in the videos to other videos in the set that cover closely related or overlapping aspects. Within the boxes in the videos are representations of the motions of the particles and their composites, which I will be explaining more fully. I'm happy to answer questions where I can, perhaps providing links to where a deeper mathematical analysis shows why I say what I do, since equations and graphs do not make good videos, and will post replies where appropriate on Twitter. I hope you enjoy the videos and they enable you to better appreciate the absolute symmetry and simplicity of nature. But please remember, I'm not an experienced presenter, and although I state everything as if it were correct, this is only a hypothesis. This is video number 22, Newton's choices. In any system it is important to define in what direction an energy is acting. In a two-body stable orbital case, the two kinetic energies, due to mass and spin energies, act outwards and balance the inward charge or gravitational energies, and the same can now be said for the forces in action. In most systems the energies act radially. In stable systems the total energy is always zero because they have no net energy to be able to make a change. In the case of straight line transverse motion of a particle, the internal energy is along the direction of travel and represents the force that set the particle in motion. This energy or momentum is currently called the inertia of the particle. It was not Newton's fault that he did not know that every particle is composed of loops, and that all loops have a spin energy equal in size to their mass energy, and that the spin energy has a kinetic component equal in size to the mass kinetic energy component, which acts outwards from the center of rotation exactly like the mass kinetic energy component. This means that Newton chose the wrong side. Previously, scientists of the time held that motion had moment, some form of force or energy within the particle, but Newton needed to be rid of that for his rotational infinitesimal system, and his laws were the result, which subsequently changed the prevailing interpretations. A particle at rest has no motional energy or force within it in its frame of reference, but a particle moves in a straight line because it has a force or energy within it, given to it to make it move within a frame of reference, and needs another external force or energy to change its direction. Newton's second law does not apply to rotating systems, only straight line motion. This is why he had to make the choice he did in his work on rotating systems. Newton's third law is mostly correct, but fails when considering the mass forces between a positive and a negative muon, because there was no concept of negative mass at the time. The resulting chasing forces are usually hidden within loops, and so we only see the mass forces as attractive and thus opposable. But a moving photon, continually travelling at light speed, is trying to go faster, but cannot because of the background viscosity, and this shows that its internal positive and negative muons are chasing each other transversely and would go faster if there were no viscosity present, which is the case inside an entanglement tunnel, enabling travel faster than light speed along the tunnel with resultant non-locality. The conclusion is that forces in opposition may be equal and opposite, but additionally that forces between opposite fundamental mass types may be equal and both in the same direction when both are moving along the same straight line. Related videos would be 10, why the angular frequency of a loop is a half omega rather than omega, and other halves, and 21, energy, force and inertia. Thank you for watching.